I'm gonna start the recording. Then here we have the agenda. So basically, I'm going to provide you with a welcome and some useful information about, for example, how to register to the Blue-Cloud, which is the most important thing in this moment, and also how to explore the VRE, so the virtual research environment, and how to leverage all the available resources that our experts made available for you. The first panel is going to be about the topic number 1, understanding the ocean. Basically, Stéphane and Lennert are going to give you an introduction and practical recommendation on how to address the challenges 1A and 1B. 20 minutes later, it's the turn of feeding the world topic. And Anton is going to provide you with an introduction and practical recommendation towards addressing challenges 2A and 2B. Then we have Massimiliano that will talk about predicting environmental risks. So it's going to be an introduction and recommendation on how to address challenge 3A and 3B. And then we have our Dominique that will talk about the last topic, which is the wildcard, hack the Blue-Cloud. At the end of this session, just before the question and answer, we're going to tell you how to look for a team or join a team, or maybe look for a member in your team that is missing to correctly join this hackathon. As a reminder, I'm going to tell you now, but also later, you must be in a team by the 30th of January. The team must be correctly created on Eventornado. Don't worry about this. We are there for you on the Eventornado platform, but also in the future live sessions, which will explain to you how to find a team, how to find a team member, and so on. So don't worry about that. Now, as I mentioned right now, one important thing to do at this point of the hackathon is to register to the Blue-Cloud and start navigating it. These are the steps to register to the Blue-Cloud. I'm gonna write here also in the chat channel, in the chat here, the steps that you must follow to correctly register to the Blue-Cloud. If you have any issue in doing that, you can also drop a message on the Eventornado channel, Blue-Cloud support channel. And I will personally share this request to one of the Blue-Cloud experts that will reach out to you by email and make sure that you can correctly access the Blue-Cloud and proceed, basically. One other thing is that we have recorded the live session number 2. The live session number 2 was all about the hands-on Blue-Cloud. This live session is very important. It's there for you to watch it. And it's in the info tab here, as you can see on the Eventornado platform. So you can go there, you can see the video, see how to register, how to leverage the platform, no problem. One other important thing is the virtual research environment. Also for this tool, we have created a tutorial that can be found, this time not in the info tab, but in the starter kit and resources. I'm gonna again give you all the references here in the chat, so you can save the links and go there to explore the video tutorial. Again, in the starter kit and resources and the info tabs, there is plenty of material that you can explore to leverage this hackathon. But if you cannot find what you're looking for, no worries. Just drop me a message in the Eventornado chat, and we'll make sure that we can give you all the material. All right, now it's time to leave the floor to the experts for the topic number 1, understanding the ocean. Here there is Lennert with us, and he's going to explain to you more about this fantastic topic. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are. I will give you an introduction to topic 1, understanding the ocean, and I will give only the first part, but after a while, Stéphane Pesant will continue with this presentation. So we will give you an introduction on topic 1, understanding the ocean, and the idea is really to advance the knowledge of plankton and the role they play in supporting life in the ocean. We have 2 challenges. The first one is mapping hotspots of plankton diversity, and the second one is tapping on environmental and molecular data. I will explain the first one and give you some resources, and then the second one will be explained by Stéphane. So challenge 1A is really mapping hotspots or using all existing data to map plankton diversity, distribution, or presences. It can be about zooplankton, or it can be about phytoplankton, and these are key elements in the marine food web and to sustain marine ecosystems. So we will look for to identify data gaps or hotspots. And what we expect, but this is just an example, or global maps or regional maps, for example, of data gaps, so that we know what data is missing. But you can also go more deeper in the data itself, and for example, create maps of plankton diversity. Now, what do we have already available for you? First of all, I want to point out that on the Event Tornado website, there is already a web page with different links and information about this challenge and this topic. So if you are looking for anything, I would say that is the first resource to go to. But we also have other resources. And mainly for this challenge builds actually further on one of the demonstrators that we have developed in the Blue-Cloud project. And for that, demonstrator 1 on zoo and phytoplankton essential ocean variables, you can look into this demonstrator, what we have done, and build further on this. So all the data, all the scripts to run this demonstrator or in the shared folders of the virtual lab, and especially useful is the user's handbook with the link there. The link is also on the starter kit, but in this user handbook we really explain how you can run the demonstrator, the different parts of the demonstrator, and also how you can use additional data, or how you can complement the demonstrator with new data and how you should do that. So I think that is really useful if you want to make sure that you build further on what we already have. Of course, we also have the instructions on the landing page. That is very shortly how to run different parts. And we have a video tutorial how to run this demonstrator. And of course, you can check the resources in the Hackathon starter kit. Now, we have 3 different parts of this demonstrator. And I will just give an overview of what we have and what data sets that we use. Now, you don't have to remember all these tables and data by yourself, because this is all available through the handbook itself. So you don't have to memorize it, but I just want to give you an overview now of what we have and what kind of data that we use. For example, for the first part, the plankton 3D maps, we use satellite data from Copernicus that you can find in the notebook, and you can access it through the Wikio platform. We also use Argo data that is also available, and some other data resources. And by using this data, we can create global 3D phytoplankton maps, as you can see here. So we use it by combining data, and we use a Jupyter Notebook to run this demonstrator. Now, if you don't have any experience with Jupyter Notebooks, I recommend to watch the last Friday's live session, where Charles Troupin gave a very useful and short introduction how to run Jupyter Notebooks. So I would highlight that. Please check that resource. It's very short and concise. The second part of the demonstrator is about zooplankton maps. And also here we use different data sets and combine it for the calculation of the product. So again, here is an overview of the data sets that are available. And here are some examples of the outputs of that part of the demonstrator. Also here, we use Jupyter Notebooks, but now not Python, but we use the Julia language for that. And the last part is a model that we developed and calibrated to to derive the phytoplankton and zooplankton interactions. So also here we use different data sets and combine it in the model. So what the model will do is identify really the drivers that limit phytoplankton growth. So one of the outcomes is here, you can see here in the graph, you see the contribution of the different nutrients that drive phytoplankton growth. So different nutrients, temperature, and zooplankton. And in the demonstrator, you'll find this as an R Markdown file. So here we use the R language and also the different data sources. Now, what can we use, or what should you create? Well, that depends, of course, on your expertise. You can create maps, you can create interactive visualizations, you can create a notebook, as we have done in our demonstrator, or you can come up with something of yourself. This is just a view of the notebook that you can run, but it's up to you to decide. And as one example of or an ID is that we have on the Event Tornado page, we have already one ID by Lin Chi to create maps of plankton. So if you're interested in this topic, you can start a discussion. But I'm sure that at the end of this live session, you will know more how to do this. One final slide from my part is that I'm not alone to support you. I have a whole suite of mentors. For example, Patricia is guiding the demonstrator. Bart is IT with a background in EuroBIS data and the World Register of Marine Species. Charles developed parts of the zooplankton demonstrator. Brit is an expert in geospatial data and marine regions, and also Salvador is an expert in EuroBIS data and marine regions. So if you have any questions, we can always support you. So don't hesitate to ask any questions. And I will now give the floor to Stéphane.
Thank you, Lennert. So moving on to challenge 1B. Your challenge is to map metabolic pathways. I'm reading it because that's how it's written, and that's how we should know it. So it's to map metabolic pathways of the marine microbiome that are relevant for the prediction of ecosystem services in the Atlantic Ocean. And examples of ecosystem services that you could target with that resource in the Blue-Cloud. You could look at biogeochemical functions such as carbon sequestration, nitrogen fixation, prime production, or anything else. You could look at biodegradation of plastics or biofilms, for example. You could look at biosynthesis of any chemical or antibiotics or drugs. And I think that, as we mentioned last Monday, as much as possible, if you can use the resources, the notebook that we developed in the Blue-Cloud, then the originality of the way you address the challenge lies in the scientific question or the ecosystem service that you pick and that you explore with the notebook. So I think that's where the originality should lie. Of course, you can bring in new resources, but that is, I think, already something quite nice to explore. Next slide, please, Lennert. So basically what the notebook does, we bring in, so on the left, you have discrete observations. So in this case, they are gene clusters or metabolic functions. So we have discrete observations of the occurrence of these functions. On the right, you have a number of climatologies bringing in environmental data. And then next slide. Then using the notebook, you can train a model to make predictions about the distribution of the function that you've selected based on the environmental parameter that you selected. And then next slide. Then using the climatology, which is top right, which is global, then you can use that model and predict the distribution, global distribution of your selected function. So it's pretty simple. It involves lots of computation, but overall, the way it works is pretty simple. Next slide. So as in challenge 1A, that what Lennert showed, if you go to the event tornado for challenge 1B, then you have different functions, different tools. And if you go into the starter kit and resources, then you have the starter kit, which you should read. That's very general. You've got a video about topic 1, which comes down to what we're presenting today. Then you have a video about specifically about challenge 1B, which is about half an hour. And that gets you through the whole notebook step by step. So that's very useful. And you really have to look at that one. And then there's the resource kit. And in the resource kit, you have generic resources, but you have resources that are specific to each challenge. And for challenge 1B, that comes down to 3 tables. Next slide, please. So one about the data sets. So what we provide in the VLab, we have 4 types of data sets. The first one is environmental, so it has oxygen utilization, nitrate, oxygen, phosphate, salinity, silicate, and temperature, and that comes from the World Ocean Atlas at NOAA. Then a second data set from the Copernicus Marine Service provides climatologies about chlorophyll and bathymetry. And then Sorbonne University, who developed the VLab, has computed mixed layer depths of the euphotic zone, and distance to the coast. So these are the 3 data sets in the VLab with environmental data. And then we have the metagenomic read abundance for different clusters, and that comes from Terra Oceans, and it's archived at ENA. So no, we stay on that on the previous slide. So in provider, that gives you the source of the data set that we use in the VLab. But what we recommend you to do is to go in the VLab and use the data sets that were pre-formatted so that it runs smoothly with the code that we have. Next slide. Then in the resource kit, you have another table, external resources, that points you to the KEGG framework, and that's where you can select the different gene clusters and different metabolic functions that you can explore in the notebook. If we have time after the presentation, we could go in there. I'll paste in the link. And that's external, that's not in the Blue-Cloud, but it's easy to get to. Next slide. And then the notebook itself, which is available. It's a Jupyter notebook. It's available in the VLab, and Alexandre will be able to answer questions if we have them. Next slide. So, as with all the challenges, you have a number of mentors that can support you. We have Jean-Olivier and Sakina, who are data scientists, modelers. So if you have questions about the modeling aspects, you go to them. Eric has been developing the genomic data set, the transcriptomic data. So if you have questions about that data set, go to Eric. And Alexandre, as in most cases, the last one is usually the most important one. Alexandre has been coding the whole thing. He knows how it's set up in the VLab. He knows how to use it. He uses it for his work. So if you have any questions, practical questions, go directly to him. And I, Stéphane, I'm mostly the glue around that. So we can discuss questions about the general scientific questions. And that's it. So Alexandre is with us today. If you have questions that are more practical, which I assume you might have, then Alexandre is there to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stéphane, especially for sharing all the where the resources are basically. So here, as you can see, we have in the starter kit and resources again, we do have all the list of the available resources, also the one that Stéphane and Lennert mentioned. Again, in the chat right now, I'm going to send you all these references, all the links where you can find all these resources. And there you go. Now, we have changed the order of the panelists. So right now we're going to talk about the topic number 3, predicting environmental risks. And Massimiliano, I can give you the word, the floor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I will talk about the topic predicting environmental risks. Against the threats affecting our ecosystem, our communities, and the urban areas, environmental indicators are very powerful tools that can help us to identify change of status or trends. Indeed, early warning mechanism can be implemented if the change detection can be done within sufficient time to respond. Therefore, we aim to contribute in the evolution of this kind of tool with 2 specific challenges. The 3A, related to the ecosystem status assessment of a marine area, and the 3B, related to the early warning of undesirable ecosystem changes. For this challenge category, we provide the Virtual Lab marine environmental indicators. Inside, it is available an application made generator that can be used to run the method ocean climate. And inside, it is also possible to find a set of notebooks implementing algorithms, ocean pattern indicators, ocean regimes indicators, storm severity index, and also a notebook implementing a simplified access to carbon data. After this short introduction, I can remind you that more details about the challenge topic, predicting environmental risks, and about the marine environmental indicators virtual lab are available in 2 dedicated videos. You can find them in the Blue-Cloud Hackathon playlist on YouTube, or also in Event Tornado. So I recommend you to take a look to those 2 videos to have more detailed informations. And then I can provide you some additional informations about the resources. First, I want to remind you that the Blue-Cloud provides a handbook, and in this document you can find a step-by-step tutorial to use the resources which are available inside the virtual lab, marine environmental indicators. Then inside the Hackathon virtual lab, we made available 2 specific data sets from the Copernicus Marine Service, the Mediterranean reanalysis product that you will find covering the period 1987-2015, and the global reanalysis product that you will find covering the period 1993-2015. An additional update I can provide to you is that inside the virtual lab marine environmental indicators, the application May generator will be soon updated. It is ongoing right now, the update of this application. So there will be some change with respect to the handbook now available. The version you will find of this application is specific for the hackathon. It is meant to work with multiple methods and multiple data sources. For the specific needs of the hackathon, only one method will be available, the method Ocean Climate, while as data sources will be available the Mediterranean reanalysis product and the global reanalysis product, the two I was mentioning in the previous slide. Then with this application, a user can select the working domain if needed additional specific parameters, submit a job and follow until the end the complete workflow of the job. Continuing with the suggestions, first of all, I recommend to get confident with the virtual labs, data, notebooks, the implemented algorithms which are available inside the virtual lab, the applications generator. And then to define and improve your idea, I also suggest to take a look to the Global Risk Report 2022 and also to the Ocean Decade webpage. I will tell you more in the next 2 slides for this. Of course, it is very important, as already mentioned in the introduction, to find your team or to consolidate your team. And finally, for a good hackathon experience, it is very important to have the expertise in the team for related to the scientific knowledge related to the climate change, knowledge of technology related to the data processing, exploration, and visualization, and the knowledge of mitigation and adaptation strategies. So I was mentioning in the Global Risk Report, you can find useful information in case you need to define your idea or improve the definition of your idea. And for instance, something important to consider, to be aware, is that for the next 10 years, in the top 10 risks, five of them are related to the environment, and they are the climate action failure, extreme weather, biodiversity loss, human environmental damage, and natural resource crisis. For what concerns the Ocean Decade, instead, for instance, on the website, you will find 10 specific challenges that have been identified by this initiative. This is a very important initiative. And 5 of them are relevant for this hackathon, for this challenge topic. And you can find the description on the website, and it is an interesting information also in this case to keep under consideration to define your challenge in case you are still working on this, or improve your definition of the challenge. Sorry, of your solution. And so the 5 challenge of the ocean decade which are relevant for this hackathon are the number 9, skills, knowledge and technology for all. The number 8, create a digital representation of the ocean. Number 6, increase community resilience to the ocean hazards. The 5, unlock ocean-based solutions to the climate change. And finally, the number 2, protect and restore ecosystem and biodiversity. Addressing those 5 challenges, we contribute to the vision of the ocean decades that in few words I can try to summarize as a predicted and accessible ocean for a productive, healthy and resilient ocean. Then an additional important step that I suggest is a good definition of the domain of interest. All the algorithms that we provide can work on the global domain. However, often the setting you will find is related to the Mediterranean Sea. And in addition to that, the method ocean climate now has a constraint, and this version can work with a working domain as large as the Mediterranean region. So far, it's not possible to select something bigger, larger than the Mediterranean region. And to conclude, I remind you the mentoring team for this challenge topic. There is me, Massimiliano, Rita, Kevin, Gian-Willem, Steve, and Fabrice. You can contact us on Event Tornado, and we can help you for a good comprehension of the algorithms and notebook you will find in the virtual lab. We can advise you for a good exploitation of the data, the data set we made available, or in case other data set you want to use for your idea, and we can advise you to improve your idea in case. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Massimiliano, for sharing this. Basically, also for this topic, of course, we do have some tutorials that we shared. I send the link again in the chat here in Zoom. But once again, you can find everything in the starter kit and resources. Now, it's time to talk about the topic 2, feeding the world. Anton is going to give us an introduction and practical recommendation for the challenges 2A and 2B. You're welcome, Anton.
Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I do not have slides, so maybe I do a quick introduction. Okay, and now you can see me.
Yes.
If you can see me, I have a white sweater and a white background, but I think you can see my head. So in this challenge, we want to ask you to come up with a nice proposal for the hackathon, where you introduce the problems that we have in aquaculture, where we have aquaculture cages in the Mediterranean, that have an impact both on the environment and vice versa, where the environment has a impact on the cages, so the production of the fish in the cages. So our challenge is to ask what you can use from Blue-Cloud resources, so the data access and sharing services in particular, to discover data that can inform us about the impact of the environment on aquaculture and vice versa. So why are we interested in this? We in FAO, I work in FAO, but the team that has developed the challenge and that has developed this aquaculture demonstrator goes beyond FAO. We have also people from CLS. We have the support team from CNR EST, and we have, of course, all the partners in Blue-Cloud. We together are very interested to try to see what we can develop in a short time or a short period, or what we can find in novel ideas that informs on Sustainable Development Goal 14, and then in particular, the productivity of the ocean. We have, for this challenge, we have selected only a map of aquaculture locations in the Mediterranean. So this challenge will have to be, unless you come up with your own map of other aquaculture locations, what we provide you is from FAO is only a map of the locations of the cages in the Mediterranean. And we have there a few very detailed images and some more generic ones where you can only find the locations, but not information on individual cages. So depending on how you pick up this challenge, so the impact of the environment on aquaculture and vice versa, impact of aquaculture on the environment, we want to then ask you to, what do we see in Blue-Cloud that can tell us more about the risks we have in aquaculture? And then the risk can be either defined at a very short term, so maybe you want to tell us something about risks of storms or other climatic events that have an immediate impact on the aquaculture, or you want to give us a pollution warning if there would be a pollution event, and then you combine it with some ocean current models that you may find in other locations in Blue-Cloud. Or you want to inform us on the midterm, so what is the productivity outlook of an aquaculture farm in a specific location, or a broader view, what is the potential of aquaculture in a specific location, or what are the environmental risks of aquaculture in a potential location, etc. You can also take a very long-term view. So for instance, if you find the previous presentation interesting and you find some data on long-term climate impacts that we can expect in aquaculture, so maybe we have to move the cages to cooler seas, or we have to follow the cooler oceans to maintain aquaculture productivity, or maybe you see it as an opportunity and we can start growing tropical fish in the Mediterranean. We are interested in all sorts of proposals to better understand the relation between aquaculture and the environment. So we really ask you to use this Blue-Cloud services. It's not that you have to use them already as a complete data provisioner, or as a complete come up with a complete application or service, but you can also, but at least we want to see that you think about the concepts behind Blue-Cloud, and that you understand this, how this will work if you have a multi-dimensional question and a cross-domain analysis, how you think that can be organized in an effective way, using both computing resources, but also maybe information coming from completely different domains. So maybe we have a very good collaboration with producers, or if you want to look at this from a consumer side, we are open for all sorts of ideas, but we will look at them from the exploitation of Blue-Cloud service that you propose. So it cannot be something completely beyond what we have tried to achieve in Blue-Cloud. We do this as FAO, we only present the challenge, so I will not be a judge, I will not be a full mentor, but if you have questions, I will always try to respond to them in the shortest time as possible. And I will also forward questions to a team of experts that can help you either with geospatial data management, with the data access services of Blue-Cloud, or the data processing opportunities that we have generated in Blue-Cloud. Well, I think that is a short overview. Maybe Julia, can you help me remind if I forgot something? If I hear nothing, then I assume you
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself, Anton. I think you gave a fantastic overview and summary of the challenges. So I would leave it up to our participants to share any questions that they might have with you. But I think it was a great overview. Thank you very much, Anton.
Yes, I'm looking forward to work with the teams. And if you do not have a team, try to find one. And there's all sorts of online support for you to find a team.
Thank you very much, Anton. That's actually a great suggestion. And this is actually what we're going to talk about in the next live sessions. Also for the topic number 2, of course, we do have some tutorials. Again, as before, I'm going to share it with you here in the chat. Now it's time to welcome Dominique Baton. She's going to talk about the topic number 4, which is the wildcard. And again, she's going to give us an introduction and practical recommendation on how to address the challenge number 4. The floor is yours, Dominique.
Thank you, Michele. Hi, everyone. So after all my colleagues from Blue-Cloud, I mean, they have said already a lot and proposed many things in terms of challenges and topics. So wildcard, why wildcard? It's if you have ideas and propositions that are different from everything that has been proposed by my Blue-Cloud colleagues. So this means it can be deeper from what has been proposed within the Blue-Cloud and within the other topics and challenges proposed. And it can also be something wider in the sense that it's ideas and proposition through the challenges that can be built upon the services and different VLAB that are proposed within the Blue-Cloud. So as resources, I would say that everything is detailed in the resource kit. You can also find some information in the handbook, and especially through the different notebooks that are where the link that are describing in the handbook, and with the notebook with a link to the notebook and the step-by-step description of what proposed the different researchers and scientists. That there is also all the data that are available, all the list of data that are available. It can be, of course, other data that you bring into the hackathon during the hackathon. And some ideas, I would say it can be, for example, a map of the different VLAB maps of different VLABs parameters from, let's say, for the same area, a same period of time, with the same projection, geographical projection, and with a comparable scale. Through, for example, it can be the virtual lab 1 with zooplankton or phytoplankton. It can also be some parameters from the demonstrator 2 with some gene clusters, and from demonstrator 3 with some marine indicators. Another possibility is to look at to combine both, to have at the same time some information, some analysis deeper than what is proposed in Blue-Cloud, and at the same time combining 2 demonstrators that are proposed, for example, for zooplankton and phytoplankton from demo 1, and pattern of ocean that are proposing demonstrator 3. So what is expected as output? I would say that what we expect it's graphics, and also because it's something easy to have something easy to understand and to show to everyone and to different people. We also will be very pleased to have the process and the following step that you reach during the hackathon, to understand how how you done the study. And of course, we'll be also very happy to have a feedback to your let's say, experience of Blue-Cloud, to see the limits and to have also a recommendation of what we should do, we can do as evolution. So I am the mentor of this, let's say, this challenge. Of course, I am not alone, and depending on the proposition that will be made, I will also go and look after and look and ask questions to my Blue-Cloud colleagues and other colleagues to answer the best way your question and remarks. So as a conclusion, I'm looking forward to reading your proposition and ideas that go beyond and develop further what we have done and the way we think we have thought Blue-Cloud. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dominique, for your speech. Of course, also for Dominique, we do have tutorials on topic 4. And again, I'm going to share them here in the chat so you can find them. And now we are the very important stage of the team. So we do understand that maybe some of you are still talking with their colleagues or friends to form a team together, which is really, really good. The important thing is that we form a team, you form a team directly on the Event Tornado platform. And it really depends on the situation that you are in. So basically, we do have 2 situations. The first one is that you guys are an individual and are looking for a team. So basically, you don't have team members, friends, colleagues, or other people that you would like to form a team together with. Or you are a team and you are short of, for example, a person that is skilled in Notebook or Jupyter or R, so basically in coding. So you have all the background, the technical background in terms of the challenge, but not the technical skills to do that in terms of code. How can you find the team in the Event Tornado platform? We have, as I said before, 2 ways. The first one is the explore the ideas tab, and here, as you can see, I am in the ideas tab here. We already have 10 teams that applied here. For example, if I go to map of planktons, the one that mentioned Lennert before, here you can see that Lynn has this fantastic idea. You can read the idea, and if you like the idea, you can click here to apply to join this team, and Lynn will receive your application. So basically, you guys can start communicating together, see if you can form a team with her. But this is for everyone. So basically, for each team, you can explore them. Here, if you click on this one, you can see that this team applied for challenge 3A here in the background, so you can also know which challenge they applied for. You can see the team members. And again, you can click on apply to join this team. The second option, and I'm sure that you guys maybe are sick of me because I'm sending you a lot of messages, is the Find Your Team channel. The Find Your Team channel here, basically, it's a channel in which you can write down your background, your skills, your university, whatever information you think is useful for the other people to meet you and understand if you can form a team together. If you see, this is my message here, and if you see your name in red here, for example, John Doe here, it's me, meaning that you guys didn't provide a description yet. So maybe it's not your case because you're talking with other colleagues to form a team together, you didn't yet. But if it's your case, then you can write down a message here. As you can see, we have plenty of people that write down here. We have plenty of messages, plenty of skills. You can explore them and you can contact them directly. For example, if I want to contact Laura here, I can click on the name, see the full profile, and also send a direct message here. And this is the way to communicate with her. Now, going back to the presentation. So this is basically the way. Also, if you are a team and you're looking for some team members, what you can do is that, for example, let's pretend that I am this team. I can go in the ideas tab, I can click on my team, and I can copy the link here, the URL of my idea, Fish Food Web. I can go to the event chat and maybe write down a message in the Find Your Team channel with the link to my idea. So people can see my idea directly from there, and they can apply to join me, or they can write me a direct message and so on. So this is basically how the information is done. Here, as you can see, it's very important that you guys are in a team before the 30th of January, because this is the deadline. And in case you guys are an offline team, that you already spoke with your friends and colleagues and you want to form a team together, then you need to select a team leader within your team, and you must click on Post Idea here. You can select one of the topics. I'm going to select the wildcard. You can provide a name of your idea 1. For example, you need to describe your idea not now. You have to do it before the 31st of January. This is a place for you to deliver all the submission in this hackathon. You can skip it right now because, of course, this must be delivered during the 3-day hackathon. And here you can create your team here. You can click on Submit. And the My Idea tab will appear. And this is the place for you as a team leader to invite the other team members. It's very simple with the email. If you want, you can provide a role, for example, coder, for example, graphic designer, whatever. You can click on Invite Member later, and your team member is going to receive an email. They click on the link, and they can join your idea. About this, we're going to have the next live session is going to be exactly about this, about matchmaking and team formation. This live session, you're going to receive, all of you is going to receive a communication in the next few days with all the details on how to participate in this interactive session. And we're going to help you, no worries, to find a team if you're individual, to find the missing team member if you're a team, and so on. The next live session, you know it, it's Friday, it's every Monday and Friday. So next live session is Friday at 15 Central European Time. Now, I see that we do have some question here in the question and answer. I also saw that many people thanks the experts for the fantastic presentation. That's really, really good. But it's not as good for the question and answer because otherwise we don't have questions. All right, so basically we already have an answer a question that has been answered. How much time will it take in terms of months? So basically, Daniel Schepers, I think, if you can write down maybe another in the chat, maybe what you mean, we can answer to you to this. And checking also if you already answered, but I don't think so. Then Anonymous is asking, can we start working on this hackathon? Because on DevPost it's only 2-day hackathon. I mean, I don't know, maybe, of course, you need to prepare to this hackathon. So you need to explore the starter kit, the resources kit. You need to make sure that you are ready. You have all the tools, all the information that you need when it's time to deliver your deliverables, the presentation, the essay, the code, and the video, which are the deliverables of this hackathon. If you want to get ahead on schedule and start working on it, it's good. It means that you have more time to think about it during your hackathon if something changes and so on. Then we have another question from Debbie. Debbie is asking, hi, if we bring in own data that are relevant to the challenge, are there specific requirements? Thank you. About this, I can say that this is a challenge and we promote the open sharing of the information. But I think that maybe, Julia, you can jump in on this one if you can help me to answer Debbie's question. I don't know if you can mute or unmute yourself.
Sure. I'm coming in now. Apologies, Michele. So Debbie's question is, if we bring in our own data that are relevant to the challenge, are there any specific requirements? There really aren't specific requirements, I would say. Keep in mind that Blue-Cloud is an initiative that supports open science. So actually having a good disposition to bring in your data, share it with the community, I think will help your proof of concept to rank higher. It's a good thing, of course, always providing credit and provenance to the owner of the data. And the only thing that you may want to make sure is that you read the terms and conditions that apply to the hackathon, because as it is explained in them, Blue-Cloud, so basically you own all the background knowledge that you bring into the hackathon, but whatever comes out of the hackathon, if your team is a winner, the Blue-Cloud partners may want to share the results of your work with the wider community. And as we explain, those results can potentially be shared with a Creative Commons license. So that's something for you to consider and to keep in mind, to make sure that you feel comfortable with this arrangement. I'm not sure if that responds to your question, Debbie, but happy to elaborate further or to try to clarify further if necessary.
Thank you very much, Julia.
I could perhaps add that if you want to use the notebooks, the Jupyter notebooks that are already developed in the Blue-Cloud and available, then I suppose that there are some formatting requirements. And perhaps, Alexandre, if you're there, could you say a few words about, for example, with Challenge 1B, if they use the Jupyter notebook that you put in there, what type of format restrictions or requirements are needed? If Alexandre is still there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm there. Yes, for the 1B, for example, we use environmental data that are opened as rasters, for example. So you can bring in any other environmental data you think would be useful for the challenge, but it has to be in the raster format. And for the gene reads database, well, this may be a bit more technical. I would, the database is formatted a certain way, so you should, if you want to bring your own genomic data, I think that there is a lot of coding involved. So it would be easy for the environmental data, for sure. If you bring some raster, that they can totally be opened in the notebook.
Thank you very much, Alexandre. All right. Then Daniel asked how much time it takes for the hackathon. Julia answered to this on the question and answer. So basically, your effort is going to be on the 7th and on the 8th of February. Also on the 9th, we're going to have a live an award ceremony in which we will announce the winner. Your contribution is also there because you will have to present. We're going to play your videos, basically. Your deliverable for is a video. We're going to play them in front of the judges, and you have to be there to answer some questions. And this can give you up to 50 additional points on top of the 55 already available for this hackathon. So in total, it's 105 points. And this is very important because in the last day, you can get up to 50 additional points. So basically. Then we have another question. Basically, hello, I am new. It's an anonymous question. Hello, I'm new to this theme type hackathon as I'm hyped for this hackathon to participate. So if I am solving for preserving our oceans, what kind of theme or how to think of a solution to preserve our ocean? So about this, we do have, as mentioned before, plenty of information on the Event Tornado platform. You can explore them in the Home tab, you can explore them in the Info tab, but also you can explore them in the Resource Kit, in the Starter Kit and Resources tab, where you can find the Starter Kit and the Resource Kit. So this gives you plenty of information that you can find on each specific challenge. You can understand which one you like the most. But maybe I'm sure that Julia, you would like to complement on this.
Yes, no, that maybe just to say, Michele, that besides all the, I would say, inspiration that's available in the Event Tornado platform, just so that you know that next week, Monday, we also have a live session in which we will be looking at innovation management, and basically what ideas can you ask yourself when you're trying to bring forward solutions for specific challenges. So maybe thinking from that perspective might hopefully trigger some ideas of how to approach general challenges. So I would say Massimiliano already today shared a very good overview of what are the high-ranking challenges, ocean-related challenges that the world is looking at through the Agenda 2030, for example, which can provide some general inspiration. But then if you want to land that to maybe specific ways of helping specific users that might be challenged, then maybe this session on innovation management will be useful as well. So just to add that, Michele, thank you.
Fantastic, thank you very much. We have another question from Kevin. What should be the ideal team size? Is there a minimum number? So basically, by terms and conditions, we have a range that must be respected, which is a minimum number of 2 persons up to a maximum of 10. In our experience, the ideal team size, it's around 5 people. For this hackathon, we recommend, I mean, it really depends on the composition of the team, but basically the most important thing is that there should be 1 person that is familiar with the notebook on how to use this kind of code on this software. So basically that's the most important thing. Then if you are 2 people or 10, of course, if you're 2 people, you have to put a little bit more effort into it because you cannot split the tasks. But yeah, so I would say 5, but it's very important that one person which is familiar with Jupyter, R, Julia, and all these kind of languages should be in your team. Then we have a question from Dario. Is there any problem for the organization if a team is created and during the hackathon you won't be able to complete the work? This, I mean, I think that you refer to the fact if you're not able to deliver all the milestones. So basically, I mean, for being eligible for the prizes, you should deliver all the milestones except from the deliverable number 3, which is the code. So basically, I would say if something happens, please make sure to deliver deliverable number 1, which is the essay, deliverable number 2, which is the presentation, and then the deliverable number 4, which is the video. So if you have short on time, you should concentrate on that. But again, having the code here, it's important. I know it's optional, but it is very, very important. So basically, this is our answer. Then we have Daniel asking prizes for each topic. Let me go back to the landing page 1 second, so you can see them there. But basically, you can go in the terms and condition. I'm going down here. So these are the prizes, basically. So you can explore them here in the terms and condition. I'm going to share the link here for you, so you can go there. You can see the terms and conditions, how we can deliver the prizes, and so on. So this is the way. Then he's saying there are only 3 prizes, but it's not specified if it's for each topic or not. So maybe Julia, you can help me on this one.
Sure. Maybe first just to comment as well on Dario's question, just to remind you that you and everyone that you will have a great team of mentors helping you out throughout the hackathon. So hopefully they will be able to guide you and push you when things get a little bit difficult, and you'll be able to get help from them to make sure that you make it all the way to the end. But otherwise, as Michele said, then maybe prioritizing those deliverables that are compulsory, then that would be a good way to go. Then on the prices, that is correct. There are no specific prices assigned to each of the topics, but rather cross-cutting prices for the best 3 ideas that are presented in the hackathon, regardless of the challenges that they address. So there's no specific challenge that is more important than other, and we're looking for the power of your ideas and your ability in explaining how you plan to implement them. So I hope that that answers that question. You will see that. So we have basically first, second, and third prize, and then we have a Blue Skies award that will not be awarded by the judges of the Blue-Cloud Hackathon, but rather by a popular vote that will take place during the pitching and award event that will take place on February 9th. So basically, everyone that joins the event will be able to see the pitches of the different teams that make it to the final, and everyone that's on board will be able to vote for their favorite idea, or the best way that it was presented as well. That will be it. So I hope this clarifies. Michele, over to you. I'm not sure if there's another question or if I covered everything. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. So basically, Daniel asking, may I participate in more than one team? Unfortunately, this is not possible. You need to select one team and to proceed with that one for the whole duration of the hackathon. We have another question from Debbie. Debbie's asking, can a proposition or solution target at multiple themes or challenges? My answer would be, you need to select one of them in terms on Event Tornado technically on the platform. And you should deliver something that is related to one challenge. Then we can explore after this hackathon, of course, after we evaluated all the ideas. I'm sure that if your ideas, it's a cross idea between some of the topics, some of the challenges, the Blue-Cloud experts and team will get in touch with you to explore if your idea can be developed maybe on another topic or another challenge or something like this. But I would say that for this hackathon, you should stick to one topic or one challenge, basically. Then we have another question, anonymous question. Is the prize like taking the project to the next level, or is it like a grand prize? I'm sorry, Julia, I see that you're already answering on the chat, but I think that I also need you on this one. So the question is the prize like taking the project to the next level, or is it like a grand prize?
That's actually a very good question. Thank you for it. And yes, indeed, the idea of the prize is that you can use it to actually take the project to the next level and give outreach to the idea, to the solution that you have presented, run it through other communities that are closer to you to see whether there are any users there that might be interested in picking it up. And that is why, as part of the prizes of the hackathon, there's not only a monetary component, but actually a number of coaching sessions that a great company that is on board the hackathon as well will be delivering to those teams that win either the first, the second, or the third prize. So yes, the idea is that we help you to push your idea further and to take it to the next level.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you very much. All right, so I think that we are over with all the questions. Here, here Daniel is asking who will monitorize the costs. So I'm not sure what he refers here. So I think about the development of the idea after the hackathon. Maybe you can have me, Julia, on this. He's saying according to the horizon need to be eligible costs. Okay. It's in the chat. It's not in the Q&As.
Okay. I think it's probably easier if we send you a written response, Daniel, to make sure that we get it right. But basically, we will not be monitoring the precise application of the funds that you receive. The winners do commit to a certain actions that they have to undertake if they are the winners of the hackathon and if they receive this monetary prize. As I said before, one of those actions is to at least organize a public event to present how they have evolved their solution since what was presented at the hackathon. Basically, as part of your deliverables during the hackathon, you will also be including a very short plan of how you foresee or how you plan to evolve your solution over the next 3-6 months after the hackathon. So I guess we will be looking at how well you lived up to the execution of that plan. So I hope this is a good response, but we will make sure that we come forward with a more specific one through the Event Tornado channels for clarity, although it is well explained in the terms and conditions that, as always, I encourage you to read carefully before the hackathon. Over to you, Michele.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you very much. All right, it seems that we don't have any more open question and answers. If you want, guys, now it's the moment to ask your question. Otherwise, we can see you all, guys, on Friday for the next live session about matchmaking and information. Again, this live session, you're going to receive all the information by email, but also keep an eye on the important announcement channel on Event Tornado, because we're going to also provide those details there. And basically, I think that we can give you back 45 minutes of your time, finishing a little bit earlier on schedule. So here I see another question here from Lawrence Taylor. Like a canary in a coal mine, I'm working on a biomonitoring system that use live muscles and vision recognition technology to detect waterborne issues that will harm marine life. Leveraging ocean and weather data has always been seen as a valuable way of predicting issues to which our marine canary could verify. Do you think our system will be easily integrated with Blue-Cloud? You expert, you have access to the question and answer chat, so you can read this down if I were too fast. But basically, I don't know if some of you can help me on this and answer live to this question of Lawrence.
I wonder if this is a question that you might help us to pick up, Massimiliano, possibly.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
I mean, I'm inclined to say that the answer is yes, that such a system would easily integrate with Blue-Cloud. But I'm not sure, Lawrence, if you might be looking for a more technical or scientific response. That's why I'm inviting one of our colleagues to get back to you. If it's not possible at this stage, then we will make sure that we get back to you through the Event Tornado channel. So I would say, in principle, I would say yes. I think that'd be a very exciting way of bringing something new to Blue-Cloud, building on what's available. But we will see if we can provide you with a sharper response than the one that I'm providing you now.
Yes, I do agree, Julia. We can also, if you want, Lawrence, you can just copy and paste this question in the general channel on an tornado, or in the support channel of the challenges, and we can answer you there. All right. I don't see any more questions here. In the chat, I don't see any questions. So basically, I think that our speakers were really good in explaining you all of this information. Some of the presentation of the speakers will be shared on Event Tornado. So there you will find also the link that they shared during their presentation. So yeah, if we don't have any more questions, then we can see you all guys on Friday, in case you don't have a team. If your team is formed, then really good. But I also recommend you to come, because it's the chance maybe to meet new people and understand that maybe you guys needed some skills that you didn't consider. So basically, this is all the thing about the matchmaking session of next Friday. So yes, I don't know if we don't have anything more. I will wrap it up. I will thank you very much. First of all, to the experts, to the panelists, for the very useful content. And see you all on Friday. Thank you very much, guys.
Bye. Thank you.